All right, before we get into this one, Happy New Year, everyone. May you have a great year, 2025. Let's make sure we fulfill those promises we made. All right, so in the game, all right, sorry, okay, it just looks funny here. All right, when we lost to Newcastle, when we were losing to Newcastle, somewhere around the 33rd minute, Zirkzee got subbed off in the first half. The fans booed him, so what happened was he got his coat, he got the coat that he's wearing here. He took the coat and he headed straight for the tunnel. He wanted to go into the dressing room or maybe even, like leave. But then what happened was, I think the coach told him to go back to the bench and sit. Yeah. So a lot of fans are divided, saying that no, what he did was wrong. And others are saying, no, the fans are right. So I'm just going to give my own two piece, because what he did, he didn't really need to do it. Because here's the thing. If you get subbed off in the first half around the 33-minute mark, it means it just gives it makes it seem as if Zirkzee was the scapegoat, because the coach also did make the mistake of playing Casemiro and Eriksen, two players that are above 30, and it's not really that they're bad, but it's just like age catching up to them. So since they're old, they cannot run with people like Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton. Those guys can run. Especially Tonali. Heesh! So the coach was wrong for that. But Zirkzee in the game again, he didn't really do anything. He didn't really do anything. And a lot of people are saying that the Manchester United fans are bad for booing him. Did he deserve to get booed? Maybe not. But are the Manchester United fans justified for booing him? Yes. They are angry. They are very angry. Do you know why? Number one, this new ownership is terrible. It is terrible. They have cut off funding for so many other parts of Manchester United. They cut off the funding for former players. They cut off the wages of their staff. They removed Christmas bonuses for their staff, and they're also planning to remove to stop. I don't know. They usually make a contribution towards disabled people, Manchester United, so they also want to stop doing that, because they're cutting costs, but they're doing it at the wrong places. Because here's the thing: more fans are upset that they can't get rid of the players. Rather than trying to make some loophole so that they can get some of these players out, they keep on attacking the workers, the innocent people. So, because of the incompetence of our players, the people that are suffering are the workers. That doesn't make sense. And those guys do their job. They clean, they make sure they cook food for people at halftime, they prepare refreshments, they do their best. And then you're going to disincentivize them. And also the fact that they have stopped donating towards other parts of Manchester United, such as the disabled people, the former players thing, whereby they give some money to former players, and the fact that they have increased the price of tickets, and the state of the club is terrible. We are 14th. Manchester United fans will be angry. It's not about the fans being how can I say this, bad. The fans are angry, and yes, they are going to take it out on someone. A lot of people are saying, why didn't they do this to Martial and Pogba? Martial, he gave them a brilliant moment. We all know that goal against Liverpool. And I think he also scored a particular goal in the semi-final. Pogba, he scored in the Europa League. And we all know the quality that Pogba and Martial had on their day. On their day, they were unbeatable. Don't forget those two goals Pogba scored in like 2 minutes in that Manchester derby. Don't forget that. And for Zirkzee, I think this was okay. Look, I just feel as if what he did just didn't make sense. I heard that he wanted to cry, but here's the thing: it's not the first time someone has been subbed off in the first half. I remember it was Arsenal versus Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium. I think that was either in 2019 or 2020. Emerson got subbed off in the first half. He didn't run to go to the dressing room. No, he stayed on the bench. And at least if you get subbed off, don't go cry about it, or if people are booing you. Bale was booed every time he went on for Real Madrid. And you know how he silenced people booing him? He scored goals. Look, if you're playing at a club like Manchester United, you're going to have critics, you're going to have people criticizing you, but you have to show that on the pitch. If you're upset with them, I've seen a lot of Manchester United players, when they see an Instagram post or a post on them on social media that, how can I say this? They don't say good things about them, they reply to that post. Other players, they would score goals and perform on the pitch because people are always going to talk. You just have to get over it. And yes, a lot of people make that they make that silly excuse. No, you're not a professional footballer. Why don't you? That's why they're paid that much money. Each Manchester United fan contributes towards this person's towards this person's wages. Rashford, everyone, all Manchester United fans contribute to make sure these guys are well paid. And for them just to do the decent thing of performing up to the standards of Manchester United, they fail, and then they say, why don't you do it? But when you want to talk about salaries, you'll be quiet because you even know that these guys are getting paid a lot of money and they're underperforming. A lot of people say it's not about the money, but let's just be honest, it is. Why do you think Rashford doesn't want to go out? He wants to wait out his contract so he continues getting paid those wages. Why do you think Rashford performed in that season? Because he knew that he was going to get a wage increment. There are other players at Manchester United that are getting paid less but performing more. For example, Amad Diallo. But for me, Zirkzee, nah, man, that was not it. That was not it. Like it just doesn't show character. Because yes, he was booed, but you know when there are certain players when they get angry, they perform better. But the fact that he got angry and he wanted to run away tells you something. It really does. It really does tell you something. The only way Zirkzee can get back with the fans is if he performs better. That's the only way. Because a lot of people say, why don't we boo Rashford? Yes, Rashford has not been playing well, but he's also given us a good moment. And some fans have just accepted that he just needs to leave the club. That's okay. That is very much okay. But for him, he really has a lot to prove, Zirkzee. I'm hearing that he wants to leave the club, but it just shows his character. Things get hard and he wants to leave the club. He's not the first person to be booed by his own fans, and he definitely won't be the last. All we ask is that you give us a good performance. Otherwise, this was not it. This was not it. And it's a fact that he just went off. The manager had to call him back. I mean, there's a reason why footballers get paid all of that money. It's so they can act professional. You sit on the bench, you wait until halftime, maybe up until the game ends, you confront the coach. You don't do that. You don't, especially when you're a new signing. Maybe the Manchester United fans, I can understand why they were angry. They were 2-0 down at home, and every time Newcastle went forward, it was like they were going to score. So when they saw him getting subbed off, they booed him because to them it seemed as if it's in their mind seeing Zirkzee go off was a sign that he's playing bad. So they booed him. The fans are angry. There's a lot more happening at Manchester United because of these new owners, management, the whole Eric Ten Hag leaving, while it's giving us a lot of players on high wages. And I don't know, man. Not I don't know, but it's you can understand why Manchester United fans are frustrated. You hike the prices up of tickets and then you expect someone to be happy when they played that nonsense. Otherwise, Zirkzee, please, you have a chance. This is the best time for him to get back with the fans, because I remember Jack at Arsenal, the fans didn't like him, but they grew to like him because he kept on putting good performances on the pitch. He didn't, I remember he cast out the fans, but the performances he made after that made him he got back with the fans. So the best thing for Zirkzee is just work hard and make sure you prove why you're on that pitch in the next game.